This map was made by Iranians. You can see there are some pan-Iranians that are actually interested in expanding the borders of Iran, but they were kind enough to also expand the borders of Israel for you guys as well. They're like,
That's
we
hilarious,
like,
actually.
yeah,
Beautiful.
but the fact that this was made by Iranians shows that how much they love Israel, because they're like, we want to now that we're expanding the borders of Iran, let's do the Greater Israel project so we could neighbors. This is the love that they have for each other. They want to like, we want
Army.
Israel to be our neighbor. Yeah,
I would say I was gonna say the Egyptians will not even allow you to take their fucking land. They'll say, "We're older. We'll take your lands."
I know. I don't. This is. I know this is a dream. I'm not saying like. I'm not saying it will happen. But yeah.
They almost did take Egypt back in the day. We stopped it. We stopped it from going in. Shouldn't let them have it, but that's neither here nor there.
By the way,
What are you
Iranians on
talking?
social media are kind of like are constantly posting like AI images with like a lion, Iranian lion next to like the lion, Israeli lion, or Iranian woman dancing with Israeli woman. They're like, I don't know, there's so much like they're constantly like making this stuff with AI. They're like two great nations next to each other one day. Like it's you can see how much they like Israel. Yeah, go on.
I said two great lions.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait, I think I have that. But if you go on like on Iranian Twitter, you could see how much they like making that.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it'll happen.
Yeah, that's gonna be a world war. That's not gonna be pretty. No.
Well, I just mean a free Israel and a free, Israel and a free Iran. It doesn't have to be, greater Israel, greater Iran, but just, Israel and a free Iran.
Yeah, that actually might happen sooner than a lot of people think because it seemed like a war is about to happen. It seems like it that Israel is going to attack the Islamic Republic pretty soon.
Good.
Really?
Everybody is saying that. I don't know how true this is, but it seems like it's inevitable.
I feel like I'm hearing that more from Iranians than like I am from Israelis.
Well,
You know how people say an ally can be on shared values and stuff like that? I think we have shared unreasonable fantasies.
that's a good one. Oh my god. Do we? Is it that unreasonable? Okay. Fine.
It needs to be done. The regime's got to go down. You've got to take out the Islamic Republic. You don't have a choice. If you don't, we're all gonna, we're all gonna be up shit creek. They cannot get a nuke. You know, you, you can't let them get. They
Yeah,
can't
but
get a
like
nuke. Yeah.
you want
Go
to be
on.
smart about it, like you know,
What?
like if there's better timing if you wait, then maybe you should wait.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is when if you say that, then a lot of Iranian people are going to be like, "Yeah, we cannot wait. We can't. We don't have. We're dying here, right?
Yeah.
Like we have no more water.
Yeah.
We don't have money for our for our health. For our for healthcare.
Yeah.
We can't raise our children. We don't have money to raise our children. We're running out of electricity. Everything is getting more expensive,
Okay,
and
but
you know, yeah."
Yeah. It's getting
right
bad.
now Trump like feels happy with himself that he was able to like claim he negotiated a ceasefire. Like if Israel breaks the ceasefire, like he gonna be mad at Israel for breaking ceasefire.
Well,
So
that's why Netanyahu is going to Washington in like I think 4 days
Like
yeah.
to talk to Trump about this.
Yeah.
unless Iran's about to like have a nuclear weapon, in which case like there's no choice. Like we can't let I mean, the Islamic Republic, we can't let the Islamic Republic get a nuclear weapon unless that's like about to happen. If Trump says no, I don't think it's a good idea for like Israel to make the first move for Israel's sake.
Yeah, they just got to do it. They got to do it sooner or later. Just get it over with. Because
Yeah, it's really like how much are you willing to like for example, like when the US was being attacked by Japan in World War II, and you got to think like, you know, how much do I take to respond to this problem? Do I let it wait? It's a real ethical question. It's a real question, right?
Y-
Like it's a real
Yeah,
decision to
but
make.
I have an
Like do you
answer for that from
respond?
history.
Go ahead.
We were bombed actually, and we didn't respond because of the U.S. In the one of the Gulf Wars. Anyone knows to say the details and everything?
Yeah, I mean the U.S. It's a friend, but it also holds the foot of Israel a lot of times. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It's I think that people that try to like continue to frame things in this kind of Cold War frame of the U.S. and Israel on the same side, and the other third world and are on the other side. Doesn't really get the picture correctly all the time.
yes, but
Um,
like that's what I'm saying. Like, there's definitely reasons it makes sense. Like, it could make sense to like go attack first. Like, if they're about to have a nuke, definitely, at that point go attack. But like, they can't get a nuke. But sometimes it does make sense to wait. Like, if they're gonna just throw a couple of rocket, like if there's a chance, hey, the Islamic Republic might throw a couple rockets first, so like Israel doesn't have to be the one to break the ceasefire. That's worth waiting for.
I
You
think
know.
I think no country would do that really. Like I think if like they're gonna send rockets, like why would you wait? Like this is like you know
exactly.
like there's no it's like okay, I'll just take the hit. Like this is not like boxing where you're just, okay, I'll take one to hit him back. Like
Well,
Yeah,
it depends like what they're sending. I mean, if they're sending like, again, like if they're gonna have a nuke, go for it. But like if it's
would you take the chance if you had your family there? Like would you take the
yeah,
chance?
And by the way, it's not the only like real thing.
I
In the last round, we saw that actually one very scary thing as well is the intercontinental missiles, because one missile like that lands, it creates such destruction in such a radius. It's unbelievable. I've seen it with my eyes. The ground shakes and like it's unbelievable.
okay, yeah, like that's the thing
So
that it depends what they're gonna attack with.
so
I mean,
Samantha,
like if it's shit that
here's
like
the calculation. Here's the calculation for Israel, right? You Israel's main threat comes from the Islamic Republic of Iran. Okay, so the Islamic Republic has now, thanks to Israel, gotten to the point that it might collapse. Right? It has never been this weak. It's right at the edge of the cliff. Right? And this is going to be the biggest missed opportunity for Israel if you don't just make the final push, because this window is closing very fast, and the Islamic Republic can recover. They can recover. They can rebuild and go back to becoming a major threat to Israel again, and doing more October 7th and even worse, right? So if you bring the Islamic Republic this close to the edge of the cliff and don't push it, then in the future, if Islamic Republic recovers and rebuilds and becomes and finds its weaknesses and makes it more difficult for the Israel to defeat it, then any single other Israeli that dies in future attacks is going to your current government could be blamed for it. That why did we get so close and didn't finish the job, especially because the Islamic Republic is going nuclear in a way that no bunker buster will be able to stop, right? And there's nothing that could stop the Islamic Republic from going full nuclear other than regime change, because what the Islamic Republic is doing is that they're getting deeper underground faster than bunker busters could advance, uh, going in doing explosions deeper underground, right? So they're getting to a place where no bunker buster could actually destroy them, or if they get more advanced, will they just dig deeper holes? And they're also more widespread in more places in Iran, and they have figuring out faster how to keep these harder to figure out where they are. Like right now, for example, we don't know where the enrichment uraniums from the previous nuclear sites are right now, right? So at some point, like Israel has did a really good job every time they were getting close to a nuclear weapon to do a type of destruction that delayed it by a couple of years. But they always admit that we cannot do this forever. Every time they attack and delay it, the Islamic Republic learns from that mistake and tries to close the holes that Mossad or IDF use to figure out what they need to destroy. At some point they will be able to close most of the holes, and even if they don't, they're going to be able to spread their nuclear capabilities all across Iran more than Israel is going to be able to destroy them. And then we're going to be dealing with a world where the Islamic Republic is nuclear, and Israel could not accept that from happening. So this is the chance. This is the window of opportunity that Israel has, and if it loses it, then we're going to be dealing with the nuclear Islamic Republic. This is what the calculations are.
And I saw a documentary about like that discussed the topic of like the U.S. involvement in World War II and how it decided to send two nuclear bombs to Japan. And they asked the question, how do you decide? When do you decide to do an action that is so big that you just deter the other person from ever attacking you again, right? And I think that Israel right now is kind of showing that, we're not going to tolerate any more Jewish blood being, wasted by the killing intentions of other people, especially groups like, the Shia Ayatollahs and all these people. Um, I think that, I mean, it's a real question of how hard you have to go, but at this point, they're in too deep, and there's no turning around. And also, besides, like, like Sun Tzu says, like, you should know your enemy. Like, they publicly, talk, and they consider, that Israel and the USA are Satan, literally. And it's not rhetorical. I mean, it is. I mean, they actually believe this, right? Like they say this over and over and over publicly. And if I thought somebody was Satan, I would want to kill them, no matter what, you know. So yeah, I think it's a real question of like, how hard do you go? And it's a big decision, right? You're not gonna make all people happy. Some people are gonna hate you, some people are gonna like you, but it's a decision that has to be made, and it's hard. I'm pretty sure some people were unhappy when the U.S. dropped two atomic bombs on Japan, but look at where Japan is now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it has its problems, but I mean, compared to how it was back then, it's completely different.
That,
So what? Yeah,
that'd be done. Yeah, you gotta strike. You gotta strike now while the iron is hot. You can't wait. You can't wait any longer. You can't show any more mercy. You gotta be strong and just take the regime out. They should have taken out the Ayatollah when they had the chance. And if Trump didn't like it, that's just too fucking bad. Deal with that afterwards. If it went well, and I think it would have, I guarantee you, Trump would have gotten over it. Not only that, he would have pretended that it was his idea all along. If it went well, he would have been on board. And that's all there is to it. And I think it would have gone well because I think the regime would be gone by now, and Trump would be saying, "Oh, I wanted that all along. Oh, you thought I did? That's fake news. You know it. I know it."
The question that you have to ask is who's coming to next. You don't know a country that's unstable. Like for example, you kill off the mullahs. Who's gonna take over? The Shah is gonna be welcomed back like a king. I don't know.
Yes, he is. Dude, the Iranians hate the regime. Islam is dying in Iran. Most Iranians are not even Muslim anymore at all. Right, Armin? It's dying. Islam is dying. It's
So
literally
Islam is so dead in Iran that the regime is trying to use anti-Islamic content creators to fight the Pahlavi and his brand and Israel. So that's how, yeah, because they know how much anti-Islamic content is popular in Iran. So they're actually trying to work with, and like, imagine this: Islamic Republic of Iran. It used to be a situation where if you had anti-Islamic content, you would be dead. But now the regime is working with anti-Islamic content creators to basically, because their main message is not Islam right now, because they know they have already lost that battle. Their main message is like, fuck Israel and fuck Pahlavi. That's their message. Like, forget about Islam, right?
Exactly. It's like
yeah.
it's like controlled opposition. They're trying to create their own kind of controlled opposition to counter Pahlavis,
Right.
and
Exactly.
and to try to to tamp this down and get people less maybe less upset than they are. I don't think it's going to work. I think the Iranians are. I think the Iranians are too pissed off at this point. If the regime falls, you're going to have Quran burnings, mass Quran burnings at this point.
Oh no! Okay, you would be lucky if that's where it stops, because I told you guys a couple of times here, like in Iran, they used to have hashtags on social media which says for a mullah for every tree, meaning that every tree would have a mullah hanging from it once we free the regime. Or for example, they say a mullah for every light pole. And in fact, like, there, like, some people in Iran, again, I don't endorse violence, but this shows how much they hate these mullahs, right? But there was like a funny picture that, because this is a very famous meme in Iran, that once the regime falls, they're going to be hanging all the mullahs from trees and light poles. And there was a picture from Iran, that from a light pole, they took a picture with a paper on it, with a picture, I think a name or a picture of a mullah, right? And they took a picture on it and they posted on social media saying that this light pole has been reserved for this mullah. Go find another. If you have a mullah to hang, go find another light pole. Like, this has already been reserved. Like, they even make like jokes and stuff about it like that. That's how famous this meme is.
Excellent.
But well, actually, we don't endorse violence here. Okay, I'm just giving you the information that is coming out from Iran.
Oh, sure, yeah. No, that's
Seriously. Hey, we're putting this on YouTube, and we
I
also
know.
don't want to lose our community. Okay.
No,
Okay.
man of peace, man. Come on.
It's
Yeah.
okay. The cat doesn't appear on YouTube.
Yeah. Also,
peace. Yeah, man of peace.
also, like, let me actually tell you that we're actually serious about not being violent, because the prince himself, Prince Reza Pahlavi, he has said his strategy, like his he advocates for, right after the regime falls, we do a, what is afamami in English? We do a blanket. What is it called when you forgive everybody?
A blank
Yeah,
statement.
mass pardon. No, a
Yes.
mass pardon. A mass
Yeah,
pardon. Mass pardon.
if you recant and turn to his side, he'll forgive you, and you'll be absolved of any.
Well, not he doesn't say to his side. Like, his idea is not that you should, to the people's side, right? So, for
Right.
example, like, yeah. So because Prince Reza Pahlavi, he's not fighting to come back and become king. That's not his message, right? His message is that I'm fighting the the Iranian people to rule, and we will have a referendum. And if we will have a referendum to see if Iran is going to be a constitutional monarchy or a republic without a monarch. So he's not advocating for Iran to become a monarchy. He's advocating for Iranian people to be free, so that they could choose which type of government that they want. And probably, I think probably constitutional monarchy will win in that referendum.
Right.
And then if he's going to be king, it should be because people have chosen, like, we're going to have elections, we're going to have a whole bunch of stuff like that. So yeah.
Yes, of course.
So,
But you have had people in the Iranian military who have defected and sworn allegiance
yes,
to Taliban.
thousands of them. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And
but that that happens without him saying. Like he doesn't come and say, "Come pledge allegiance to me," but he's
Yeah,
so
of course.
popular that people pledge allegiance to him without him asking. Like he
Yeah, of
doesn't.
course. Yeah,
He's
yeah, of
he,
course, absolutely.
he's extremely humble. Like he's
Yeah,
like sometimes a bit too humble.
yeah, yeah,
So,
exactly. He's just that popular. That, and of course, like it's really hitting a critical mass, and it's just the gravity of the situation. I mean, it seems obvious to me that given how popular he is, he's probably going to become uh, the king, and that's just the logical conclusion that some of these people are making. Yeah, so
right.
they're coming to his side, basically. And if they do, they'll get pardoned, and like you won't face any repercussions.
Yep. Well, actually, okay. So the condition for pardon is that um to join the people sooner rather than later, but
Yes,
also you should be one of those people that doesn't have directly blood on your hand,
right.
right? So that's what.
Of
Yeah,
course. Yeah,
yeah.
right. Exactly. But the
Because
point.
we don't want to repeat America's mistake in Iraq, right?
Yeah, of course.
A lot of people think America made a mistake with Iraq because they shouldn't have toppled Saddam. I actually think toppling Saddam was a good idea. The reason why Iraq turned into such a mess was not because of America's military. America's military did a really good job. It was because some politicians screwed it up after by the process of debathification of Iraq. They just basically everybody within the Ba'ath Party of Saddam was removed from power, and anybody that had anything to do with Ba'ath Party could not serve in the government.
Yeah,
So basically, they created a, a huge power vacuum that basically caused the chaos after Saddam and the rise of ISIS. I mean,
yeah,
like even people that didn't know were part of the Ba'ath Party realized all of a sudden that holy shit! Like, apparently, my cousin put my name somewhere in the Ba'ath Party, and now I can't get a job in the government. Like that's how extreme the situation. What?
Oh, I was just saying, there were actually two. Sorry, that's my girls. Um, there were actually two wars. Basically, there was the war against Saddam, and then there was the insurgency that came after. I think of those as
Yeah.
basically two different wars. As far as Saddam goes, yeah, we took him out. We took him out pretty well. It didn't take that long. But what was the purpose? He was Bin Laden's worst enemy. Why would we want to
No,
take
no,
him?
it was. I think there was a good purpose for that. Okay, I think he was a destabilizing. I mean, the excuse that they gave was the wrong excuse, but he was a destabilizing force. He was anti-American. He should have been getting rid of. But so my point is the power vacuum that they created. This is why Reza Pahlavi is saying that we shouldn't be basically getting rid of anybody who was working within all of the people that were with the IRGC. If you want to get rid of all of that, you're creating a power vacuum similar to what we created in Iraq. But I think getting rid of Saddam was a good idea. I mean, look at Iraq right now. It might have it took 10 years of of chaos, true. But at the end of the day, Iraq right now is better. Even it could have happened faster if the Americans didn't get rid of the Ba'ath Party. But even with all that mess, right now we're in a better situation, at least with Iraq, than we were with Saddam. But Musad, you open your mic. What you going?
Yeah, I'm speaking as an American, and as American, I don't think it was in our interest to topple them down. We lost over 4,000 American soldiers in that fucking sandbox, and thousands of others got mutilated, and countless have been injured for life. Many have committed suicide. We were lied to the war because Bush wanted to take out the guy who tried to kill his daddy, and because he thought he could bring democracy to the Middle East. It wasn't worth the blood just so the Iraqis could have a democracy. Sorry, it wasn't.
According to Mordechai Kedar, who's a pretty good analyst of the Middle East, Iraq cannot be a country like the West thinks, because there are 70 something ethnicities there, that the only reason they didn't fight is because there was a very strong dictator
Yeah,
controlling it all.
exactly.
And any form of Western ideology of any kind is not suitable, really.
Yeah,
It's
it's not going to work.
and also, if you break it up into 72 regions or even less, it doesn't work in the modern age. You have to have a bigger country with, access to the sea and all that stuff. And also because of the oil, everybody had interests.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's and the Kurds and
Well, the thing about Iraq is that it was a post-colonial entity. It was a region that was ruled by the British Empire. It
yeah.
attained independence, it got a king, and it was kept together by sheer brutality, especially under Saddam. I mean,
You know,
you
the
roll the
best
curve.
time. Sorry, go
Yeah.
on.
Well, I'm
Well,
just
the
saying.
best time there was when the British controlled it. That was the best time in Iraq in recent
Yes, it was
years.
exactly. It shouldn't have ended, as far as I'm concerned. I think the fall of the British Empire is one of the greatest tragedies of human history. Honestly,
Well,
it should,
America is a lot to is half responsible, right? Because um, when the UK tried to keep control of the Suez Canal, which is really the best thing, America decided it was not good, and
yeah. Well, we had this kind of bleeding heart anti-colonial mentality that is like I think it's probably some kind of holdover from our past, being a part of the British Empire and seceding and all that, and it was kind of some woke bleeding heart bullshit that we just that we did. And it's like, oh, you couldn't do this. This is wrong. You did all these bad things. Gandhi in India, blah blah blah. That guy's a piece of
yeah,
work himself. Yeah, they should have kept control of it. They should have kept Iraq. They should have India, Pakistan. They should have. The only thing they should have done is they should have carved out they still should have done Israel. And in fact, they should have they should have given you all the territory they promised you to begin with, but then just kept all the rest. Basically, that's my position. My position.
I saw an American say something actually about the USS Liberty. He said, "What makes you think that America didn't did a double game and actually shared something with Egypt and actually wasn't supposed to be there because it had like a double dealing going on?" That's
exactly.
that's interesting.
Yeah, that's
10 years earlier, the US sabotaged our efforts with the British and the French to control the Suez Canal. So there were
yeah,
reasons to be suspicious, but that's not why they shot the ship. It was a mistake. By the
sure.
way, Americans killed Canadians, British, Australian, Soviets, all sorts of people by mistake, including their own
Yeah,
Koreans.
exactly.
Nobody ever said that Americans killed Canadian
Yeah,
soldiers because they
on
wanted
purpose.
to start a war between Canada and the US because
Yeah,
God
they just
knows.
fucked up. It's totally
No,
fucked up.
Dejal,
The amazing thing, like some of
some
Dejal,
these,
your
tragic
audio,
mistake.
yeah, and some of these,
yeah.
and there's a lot of these. There's a
Dejal,
lot of
Dejal, is there?
fires.
Dejal, your audio is getting
Yeah, sorry.
really robotic. Is there any? Do you said you're going to buy a microphone? It's
I'm,
Christmas. Can we?
I'm trying to. I'm trying to do that. As I was saying, there's a lot of friendly fire incidents. Way too more than you would think. Like it's like some of this you wonder like how the fuck did this happen? It's just there's a lot of them. It's almost shocking, really.
Yeah. Same time, actually, same time as the USS Liberty attack in Vietnam. Americans were killing Americans in friendly fire.
Of course,
Yeah,
but also others killed Americans by mistake.
of course.
It just
Didn't a
happens.
American
Very sad.
actually killed lately somewhat in the last couple of years, like 300 Russians because of miscoordination in Russia, in somewhere around Syria, I think.
Yeah, there's something like that. There was also I forget the specifics, but it was I think I think we accidentally we killed a bunch of bombed the Chinese
Wagner.
embassy by accident and killed
That's
hundreds.
right. Yeah,
It
and
killed hundreds of Chinese.
also yeah, and also hit an Iranian passenger plane, I think, at some point.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we done a lot of shit like that, and that wasn't on purpose. That was an accident. And there wasn't a war that broke out, but in this, but with Israel, it's like it's just people got a bug up their ass, and that's what it is. It's about Israel, and it's totally irrational. It really is.
By the way, I posted a link about a topic. Someone said that it's the Soviet thing is becoming maybe a bit, the Cold War paradigm is becoming dated. I don't actually think so. I think it's the same stuff. It's just coming from different angles now. It's much more. It's less concentrated. Before you knew it was the KGB. Now it's like from all over. But it's the same stuff. It's the same stuff. And I posted the link about Operation SIG, and with lots of links. This is all the research that we did for a stream from a few years ago about Pachepa, Yon Pachepa.
Yeah.
And I posted the link in the I don't know what the discussion group or whatever it's called.
Cool. I'll take a look.
It's very interesting. I don't know, Armin, if you ever looked into this, but it's very, very interesting what the Soviets did.
I'll look into that, definitely. Yeah, but yeah, it is the same shit. I mean, the Soviets did propaganda.
Not just to Israel, also the Catholic Church, all sorts of whatever they could do to harm the West, basically.
They're doing it right now too.
Worried about war with
people on the far left in the old days, and now they're doing the far right. Putin's made connections with they've gotten closer to the Russian Orthodox Church, and which is very anti-Semitic in its own right. And that's where the Russian Orthodox Church is where the protocols of the Elders of Zion came from. So,
Wait, Mossad, where did you post the link?
in the chat.
No, not in the chat. In the discussion, the community. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, community.
It's called Operation SIG, SIG.
Yeah.
I posted a bunch of links there with, there's a whole, if you get into